Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the answer video for our Practice 01 PowerPoint file. I've saved a new version of this file called Answer 01, and it should be in the project details for you. So what we're going to do in this video is make this PowerPoint accessible. Let's jump right in. The first thing that I have noticed about this PowerPoint is there's no theme. So I want to apply a theme. To do that, I'm going to select the Design tab, and then I'm going to choose a theme that I like. Let's try this one here. And when I select that, it applies a theme to the rest of the document, and that's great. I can close that design ideas. So let's start poking around here. The next thing I'm going to do is just go to the next slide. So I need to check all of the content as we insert it. This slide here appears to be a list. I have various dashes sprinkled throughout. But if you notice, I don't have the list item selected. So it's not really a true list. This is a fake list. We need to select all of those list elements and apply a bulleted list. Now when we do that, I need to come back in and delete the dashes out so that we have a true list. Next up, I noticed that I have some repeat headers here. I have practice, practice, and practice. Let's go ahead and fix this next piece. So for this one, I'm going to apply a number to the top of these slide titles because we don't want to have duplicate slide titles. So I'm just throwing in a parentheses number in there, and this is going to allow us to know what slide we're on if we were working with assistive technology. Alright, so back to the top. This slide looks fine. We fixed the list items and the slide title. This appears to be an image. Let's verify that it has alternate text. I'm going to right click the image and select Edit Alt Text. So from here, I have what's called, it puts in some auto-generated text. This is my company logo. So in theory, I could put Sean Jordison Consulting logo. But really, if we look at the rest of the content on the page, we have accessibility does not have to be difficult. And when creating an accessible file, it's important to understand that formatting affects everyone. This image really doesn't add anything to the context. So I can actually mark this as decorative instead. All right, let's move to the next page. We have some more content here, and we have a table. So what do our tables need? Well, every table must have a table header, a table summary, and you want to avoid using merged cells. So to add a table header, I'm going to first select my table, then select table design. And from here, I'm going to select header row. And we can go ahead and select first column for this particular table. You don't have to select first column, but it could be argued that these are also header cells. So let's do first column. And then I want to see if there is a better theme or one that I like better. That one's going to fail color contrast. Let's take off banded rows. The banded rows actually will apply color to the alternating rows. All right, I don't hate this orange, but we need to make sure that this font is correct. So you can choose whatever one you want. I'm going to do the black font as I know that's going to pass my color contrast requirements. All right, so, and then let's add, so I'm going to select my table and then apply some alternate text. This will be table requirements for accessibility. And then let's go to our next slide. All right, it looks like we have a couple of links. This actually fails color contrast. So let's first change the color. I'm gonna go ahead and change it to white just for now. And basically we need to fix these links. So click here for more resources is very vague and doesn't really help us. So I'm gonna add some new link text. I'm gonna say Sean Jordison's guide for accessibility. And what I'm gonna do, these were just dummy links. So I'm going to select that text, right click, and select link. And then I'm gonna add in that hyperlink again. And then let's make the font white so it passes color contrast. And we could even add an apostrophe. Alright, since these actually were going to the same website, I can just delete them out. The main thing I wanted you to practice is rewriting a link so that it is clear and concise and avoids vague language. Alright, let's check out our last slide, specific alt text practice. So I gave some context on here. Picture of filling in the title for accessibility. In theory, in the alt text, you want to avoid using picture of. So for my image on the page, you never want to use the words image of or picture of, as it's redundant to assistive technology. So let's try writing a description that more accurately depicts this image. Because it is a screenshot, I'm actually going to call that out. So I'm going to say screenshot of Adobe Acrobat window of description properties for a file. The screenshot specifically points out to fill in the title box with a meaningful title. Let's fix my spelling errors, and that should be good. That's a good alt text there. Alright, I threw in a couple of tricky things in here, but let's see what the accessibility checker is finding. So I'm going to select review and then select check accessibility. Aha, and it appears our read order is out of order. So there's a couple ways we can get to the reading order. Under the accessibility button, we could select reading order pane, or I think we can use the drop down menus here to verify object order. Alright, so basically how reading order works is you want to have the title as the first thing that's read. Right now, it's the third item. So I'm going to use the little arrow to move the object to the top. Then we have a decorative picture, and then we have a text box. Accessibility does not have to be difficult. Oh, it looks like we have a hidden text box up here. It was hiding. Accessibility equals usability. And then we have this last one. All right, let's go back to our accessibility checker. And that seemed to fix it, so that's good. Now let's verify the reading order of this one. We have a title, we have a content box, oh, and our text box. Let's move the image to the very bottom. So we have title, text, image, and then select the review tab, and let's check accessibility once more. And it appears that our accessibility checker passes. Now there's one final thing. We need to check outline view of this PowerPoint. To do that, select the view button and then select outline view. Now I did this on purpose. If we look at practice 2, none of this content is appearing in my outline view. The tables aren't going to appear in outline view anyways. And some of our content is missing here also on slide 6. So how do we fix this? Well, we need to apply a theme, and then we need to move the text into the content box. So let's try this out on slide 3. I'm going to select the Home tab and then select Layout. Then I can choose Title and Content. And when I do that, it applies this box right here. So what I need to do is get my text out of these text boxes and paste them into my new box. So I'm gonna take one at a time, and I am Control Xing to cut it, and then I am pasting into that other text box, and I could delete those other objects out. Now I can move this text box where it belongs, and we know we did it correctly because our items are now in a list and they are appearing in outline view. So let's try this again. I'm gonna go to page 6, and we have an image and some text. I'm gonna go to my layout tab, and I'm gonna choose to content. Now what that does is it kind of moves the content around. I'm gonna select the text that's in this text box, cut it, and paste it into my new box. And then it looks like that other text box disappeared, so that's good. And we can move these boxes around so they're back in the same order. And that looks pretty good so far. Let's run the accessibility checker once more. Review, check accessibility. All right, now it's telling me my read order is out of order on this slide again. Let's check it. We've got title. We've got a decorative picture. Slide. Looks like we have some extra text boxes in here. This is one of those cases where I think I'm just gonna create a new slide. So I'm gonna go to home, select new slide, and then I'm gonna just retype my title. Because it's giving me some funny issues that I don't want to deal with. And I'll copy my text, paste it over here, and then I can drag the box, and let's take our image, I'm gonna cut it and paste it into our new slide, and then I'm just gonna delete this slide altogether. All right, now let's run the accessibility checker. Perfect, and it got rid of all of those junky text boxes. So if you don't use the theme, you might have additional work that you actually need to fix. But all in all, this is a pretty great, accessible PowerPoint. Thank you for watching.